I was banned for reading a headline.
Mr. Reagan.
All right, now, maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't, but I have been off of YouTube for a week. I've been off YouTube for a week in the past. I tend to take breaks like that because I tend to burn myself out. I work very, very hard to try to collect, research different subjects, try to produce videos that are incredibly helpful to the culture, to the nation. You know, I'm trying to improve the lives of most Americans, right? I'm trying to find a way to make our policies better, to try to get the truth out, to try to get people to know what's really going on in the world. I might get it wrong sometimes, but I'm doing my best to get it right. I don't try to spread conspiracy theories or misinformation or anything like that. I don't try to encourage people to act violently, right? These are the things that we're told YouTube doesn't like, that social media doesn't like. It doesn't like us endangering other people's lives or their safety or anything like that. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. YouTube doesn't care about any of that stuff. YouTube has, and I think Twitter and Facebook and these other social media companies have created sets of guidelines to be able to censor creators, content creators that they just don't like. They pretend, it's all under this guise of, oh, we're going to protect you. We're going to protect you from dangerous content creators. But I can tell you this, I am not a dangerous content creator in any way, shape, or form. I have a political perspective that differs from the people that work at YouTube. That's it. That's my only crime, right? Thought crime. However, when YouTube completely unjustly censors me for a week, do they think that's going to make me stop and make fewer videos? Oh no. I probably have worked harder in this past week than I have ever worked on, since I started my YouTube channel. I was angry because I get it. If you're a big company and you don't want to look bad, you don't want, your channel to be promoting, say, like, racist propaganda or something like that. I understand the impulse to start censoring people's speech. I get the impulse. I don't agree with that impulse. I think that oftentimes when we have an impulse to do something wrong, we need to stop. We need to think about it. We need to stop ourselves from acting in that corrupt way, in that evil way. But nevertheless, I understand the impulse. That is a natural thing. Naturally, you're going to want to stop people saying things on your channel that you think are dangerous, that you think are bad. But there's nothing that I've said on this channel that is dangerous, that is bad. So there are two reasons why I've been flagged on YouTube. I'm not going to go into the first one. That one was also absolutely ridiculous. But I will explain why I was banned for a week just recently. So essentially what happened was that there was a news story. It was widely reported that an Iranian cleric presented to the world, presented to Iranians, obviously in particular, this absurd idea that if you had COVID, it could make you sexually attracted to people that you maybe otherwise wouldn't have been, right? You maybe start playing for the other team, let's say, right? So there was this idea that this Iranian cleric was expressing, about homosexuality, that there was some link between homosexuality and COVID. Now, this is obviously ridiculous. This was something that we talked about, my wife and I talked about this on a live stream that we had on another channel called Toxic Masculinity. Now, we were ridiculing this idea. We weren't saying this is a great idea, this is totally true. No, we were saying this is ridiculous, this is very funny. That was very clear. That was very obviously true on the Toxic Masculinity channel. On the Mr. Reagan channel, we didn't even talk about it at all. What happened was I presented a video of a different subject, and at the end of that video, we teased the next story. And so in order to tease the next story, Valerie reads the headline, Iranian cleric, COVID, blah, 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 right? Look, there's no way that you can look at what we said, reading that headline, and possibly believe that that's an endorsement on our part. Now, I appealed, right? I appealed this decision by YouTube. And they came back and they said, nope, we've reviewed this and we do believe that you are spreading misinformation. I was not spreading misinformation. There's absolutely no way any sensible person could possibly believe that. And yet, I was censored for a week. I was stopped for a week. Now, I would also like to say that I'm being shadow banned severely on YouTube. There's no question about that. I've been put into some kind of alternate algorithm where it doesn't really matter how well my video does. They're never going to recommend it to anyone who isn't already subscribed to my channel. So now I have a sort of a limit on the number of views that I can get on my channel. And so this video isn't really a video to explain to the public how sinister some of the people at YouTube are. This is certainly a video that will do that I am doing that, obviously. But that's not my primary purpose for making this video. My primary purpose for making this video is to say that YouTube has, for some reason, somebody at YouTube has decided that they don't like my channel and that my channel has to go away. And there's really nothing that I can do about this, right? Yeah, it looks like I can't really see a good way of this channel surviving. I think this channel is going to die at some point within the next 6 months or a year. I'm estimating it's going to be about 6 months before my channel is completely dead because YouTube is throttling my views. I'm getting fewer and fewer views every week. 1 week I'll get 40,000 views on each video. Then the next week it's 30. Then the next week it's 20. I'm now getting under 20,000 views per video. This is even before the week-long ban. So the reason I'm making this video, aside from the effect of educating people about how sinister YouTube is to say that I think this channel is ending. That's really why I'm making this video. I want everybody to know who likes the Mr. Reagan channel, who has felt like I have in some way educated them about a couple of things, or maybe just kept them company on a day when they were feeling a bit down, made them laugh maybe once or twice. I think the Mr. Reagan channel will be ending. And you might say, well, how do we stop this? How do we fight this? The only way we can maintain the success of my Mr. Reagan channel, I think, for as long as we can, is for people to share videos. If you like a video of mine, share it. That's it. That's all there is to it. If you watch one of my videos and you like the video, share it. I mean, obviously subscribe to the channel, obviously hit the notification bell. I have a couple of alternative directions that I'm trying to go with my life, with other projects that I'm doing. They may work out, they may not, we'll have to see. Okay, future me is interjecting on past me here. When I recorded this video, I had the inklings of a plan moving forward, but this plan hadn't yet been fully fleshed out or executed, really in any way at all. Now, however, I have done so. So before I've even finished this video, you guys get an update. So what is the plan? Well, for it to work, I'm going to need all of your help. What am I doing? I am bifurcating my channel. I'm splitting it in two. I'm going to continue to post serious journalism, political analysis, news right here on Mr. Reagan. But the comedy segments are all going to a new channel. This new channel is going to be called Mr. Pagan. Now, you may recognize that name from a video I did recently. The video got a lot of positive feedback, and though I personally find the Mr. Pagan character utterly detestable, he is pretty funny. But Mr. Pagan, as you know, isn't the only comedic video I've ever produced. So from now on, shows like The Weekly Meltdown, which is basically collections of videos of leftists being crazy, my ad parodies like the Gillette parody, my top 10 lists like the top 10 stupidest things ever said by Democrats, that video. These videos are all going to be on my new channel, Mr. Pagan. Plus, you're going to see a new Mr. Pagan video each week, and I've recorded a couple of them already, and trust me, they're pretty darn funny. I'm going to be putting a lot of work into this new channel, so please, please, please go to the Mr. Pagan channel right now and subscribe. Pause this video, go down to the description below, click on the link down there, and then subscribe and click the notification bell. If you like my comedy, then subscribe to Mr. Pagan. If you don't, if you only like the serious stuff, stay subscribed to this channel and just ignore the Mr. Pagan channel. But it is going to be pretty funny. It's going to be stuff that you're going to want to share with your friends. My hope is that it's the kind of show that's so funny and, that it actually crosses over the political divide, and leftists are willing to watch it just because of its entertainment value. I mean, if you're a leftist and you're just watching these comedy shows for the entertainment value, who knows? Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe it'll make you think twice, make you think, you know what? Actually, it's funny, but it's kind of true. And look, I'm not necessarily expecting everybody to just become a conservative because they thought something was funny, but it's a way to make people think. So let's make sure that this new channel is a massive success. Go there, subscribe, share it with your friends. Because, I mean, it really does look like the Mr. Reagan channel, this channel, will be killed off by YouTube if something is not done. So the plan is to build up this new channel, get a massive audience, and then, feed people back to my Mr. Reagan videos through the new channel if possible. Now, despite this effort, Mr. Reagan, it should be said, may still die. If the Mr. Reagan channel does, in fact, die, well, then I'm going to have to do something else. I will want to continue to producing serious journalism, political analysis, and news, but I will, of course, have to do it on a new channel. I would have to build a new channel if Mr. Reagan is killed off. And for that, I actually don't have a plan. But with the Mr. Pagan channel in place, I will have an audience from which to draw, and that'll help a lot in building any new channel that I want to build. I also have a couple of other plans, one that I'm not quite ready to reveal just yet, but the other one is actually an old plan, and I'm extremely excited to talk about that. That is the cartoon. About a year ago, I think, I planned to produce a cartoon called AOC and the Squad. That cartoon was derailed several times for a variety of reasons, but my week-long suspension from YouTube has given me some time to work on it, and I'm happy to say that it is back on track. It has a new name. It's now going to be called The Swamp, and it's no longer going to be quite as AOC-centric as before. The Swamp will feature AOC, of course, but also Pelosi and Biden and Shifty Shift and the whole gang of degenerate leftists out there in D.C. We're going to get a nice behind-the-scenes look at the inner workings of D.C., or at least the fictionalized version that's in my head. And this cartoon should be pretty epic. I still don't have all of the puzzle pieces quite in place yet. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find someone who can do a good Joe Biden impression. It's ridiculous. Nobody can do a good Joe Biden impression. But we should be able to pull everything together soon. But that too will be airing on the Mr. Pagan channel. So if you want to get notifications about The Swamp, the cartoon, you're going to have to subscribe to Mr. Pagan. Okay, well, that's it for me. Despite YouTube targeting me, I'm still extremely hopeful. I'm extremely positive. In fact, I actually think I'm more hopeful and more positive than I was before YouTube decided to destroy me. So strange how people attacking you can make you stronger. Anyway, that's it for me. And remember, it's not that our YouTube overlords are ignorant. It's just that they're petty tyrants. Good night.
We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening.